Hi, it's me, Dr. Shivani. Welcome. And today I want to talk to you about turmeric and how it can help with leaky gut. So you might be wondering, what is leaky gut and how do I know if I have it? Well, here are some of the symptoms: brain fog, digestive problems, so bloating, constipation, diarrhea, gas, indigestion, IBS type symptoms. Also, it can show up as skin problems. So when gut is off, according to Ayurveda, skin is going to be off. So if you've got acne, eczema, rosacea, these kinds of issues, they are a sign that gut health is off. If you're suffering with asthma or any sort of autoimmune disease like rheumatoid arthritis, celiac, lupus, psoriasis, these different types of issues, autoimmune just means the immune system is fighting healthy tissues of the body, not understanding that they are healthy tissues of our own body. And so these are all symptoms of leaky gut. Some others: joint pain, insomnia, migraines, mood disorders like anxiety, depression, ADD, ADHD. Also having food intolerances, food allergies, where you just don't tolerate certain foods that you eat, or having hormonal imbalances like major PMS, PCOS, these kinds of things. Seasonal allergies can also be a big symptom if you're suffering from major seasonal allergies, and then also weight gain. So these are a host of the different symptoms that could indicate to you that you have leaky gut. Now let's talk about what is leaky gut. Well, our gut lining, which if you spread it out would equal over 4,000 square feet, but that intestinal lining through which all of our food travels, it's only a single cell layer thick. And it's there to help transport our food through the system so the body can absorb the right nutrients. And it keeps any toxins or bacteria or drugs or problematic things that we consume from leaking into our bloodstream and into our body and causing trouble. So the issue that happens is sometimes we've done different things over our lifetime that cause leaky gut. And then that permeability is opened up. It's greater. So leaky gut just means more permeability in the gut lining. And if there's damage, if there's kind of cracks or holes that are created, then all of a sudden our gut is leaky. It's going to leak stuff out that could cause trouble. It could cause an anti-inflammatory response. It could cause autoimmune type responses because we're taking toxins and things that we're consuming and we're letting it roam about when it's not supposed to be able to escape that intestinal barrier that's supposed to be protecting us and tight and healthy and strong. So let's talk about what are some of the different researches or like the root causes in the research and why researchers suspect that these are the different things that cause leaky gut in our body. So number one is nutritional deficiencies. So things like vitamin A, vitamin D, and zinc. Normally we'd get all that from our food, but nowadays we don't have the same nutrient density in our food. And so I don't know about you, but for me, I've checked my blood work, vitamin D deficiency is something I've always had. So if I've always been vitamin D deficient since I was a child, then I really haven't given my gut lining the building blocks it needed to stay healthy. Then moving on from there, which it's so important we get our nutrients, inflammation. So chronic inflammation in the body can contribute to leaky gut syndrome. Excessive sugar intake can do it. So any diet high in sugar, high in fructose can cause that damage to the gut lining. Also, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. So taking things like NSAIDs, ibuprofen, aspirin in the long term can increase that intestinal permeability. Then excessive alcohol intake can do it. Stress can do it. Stress can have a big short and long-term impact on the homeostasis of our gut. So let's say you went through a stressful time, a stressful event. That can take a hit to the gut. And then all of a sudden you see these downstream effects called, okay, now there's leaky gut. And now all of a sudden you start seeing the symptoms of that as well. And then also poor gut health. So our gut is made up of millions of bacteria, and some are beneficial and some are harmful. And so that imbalance that can happen between good and bad is a real problem. If we take antibiotics, kill all the good and the bad with it, but then the bad is what's more prevalent, all of a sudden we have this imbalance. And we can start to feel like we have irritable bowel syndrome or different gut issues. And we could also have caused leaky gut type symptoms and issues. And then now we're dealing with that as well. And so scientists haven't proven a direct link between leaky gut and certain GI disorders, but they are seeing a lot of connections between leaky gut and celiac, leaky gut and Crohn's disease, leaky gut and irritable bowel syndrome. And so it's so important to look at, is that something you're suffering with? I am a big believer in going and getting the data on our bodies, working with a doctor who will really test things. And through a stool test, I learned for myself I have leaky gut. And I was like, wow, that really answers why I became an Ayurvedic practitioner, why I went to study turmeric in such depth. I really needed solutions for myself. Certain things in my lifetime created that situation, and it's my job to heal it. And it's a multi-pronged approach. You can't just take one approach, but I think it's so important to put the nutrient deficiencies back into the right place, the right herbs and spices, the right diet, the right lifestyle practices. So let's dive into what are some of the things we can do. And before I do, I wanted to show you a quick graphic because images help sometimes. Potential sources of inflammation. So many of the things that are on here are also the same things that damage the gut lining. I named stress. I named bacterial imbalances, foods, whether they're processed foods and emulsifiers and ingredients that are harmful to us in our foods that we eat, environmental toxins, alcoholic beverages. So there's so many things that can cause damage to us. And once that fire, that inflammation starts to get out of control in the body, you go from a controlled, healthy fire, like a fireplace or like a stove, or like a warm room, into an uncontrolled fire, a fire that starts raging and causing damage. And so that leaky gut could cause things to release in the body that cause this chronic inflammation state and causes all that damage. So one beautiful solution, one support is turmeric. Turmeric, the spice, as you guys know, my PhD dissertation was on turmeric. I'm very passionate about all the things turmeric can do. So I pulled the research on what curcumin, the bioavailable and bioactive extract from turmeric, could do for the body. And curcumin is so powerful. It's so potent. It's so supportive. What's interesting is these are all the inflammatory targets that curcumin binds to help support in the body. There's so many different things. And what's interesting also is it concentrates in the gut. So curcumin knows, and curcumin goes to that place where it's needed the most. And we know that gut health is also where 70%, the gut is where 70% of our immune system resides. So when it comes to getting that result that we want, when it comes to getting that support that we want, we can reduce that intestinal inflammation, and curcumin can help to heal leaky gut syndrome. When that curcumin is absorbed, it really does tend to concentrate in the gut and the GI tract, which is why this association is so strong. So here's the thing about curcumin, about turmeric. It reduces pro-inflammatory molecules in our intestinal epithelial cells, so in that gut lining. So it helps that intestinal barrier function better. And it also reduces chronic inflammatory diseases. It also helps to relax the intestinal muscle cells, which helps prevent damage on the intestinal walls. It also can help prevent a lipid component called lipopolysaccharide from stimulating pro-inflammatory molecules. And that can change the permeability of the gut lining. So it has this effect of calming inflammation. It helps to maintain that barrier function, which helps us keep our gut bacteria functioning normally. So isn't that so powerful? It's so interesting to me always how much curcumin can support us when it comes to gut health, when it comes to inflammation, when it comes to that overall health that we crave. And when we get that gut health on point, we've got immune on point, we've got inflammation in check, and all of a sudden the body can be happier. And so, as you guys know, I'm also the founder of Fusionary Formulas, the line of supplements. And my intention there was, how can I create something that we can use in our daily lives as our baseline support to consistently reduce inflammation, to consistently help support gut health, immune health, and all those things. And so, as you know, curcumin from turmeric is an anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal. It's also liver protective, kidney protective. It does so much for the body. And so these are my two formulas, turmeric gold and inflammation relief. And both are so powerful. Turmeric gold, I consider a daily support. We can take this as our daily investment in proper health. I take it like a multivitamin. This way I know I'm getting that baseline support. And then when you add inflammation relief on, that's something you're doing when you know you have inflammation. So if you have something going on, any itis in the body, inflammation relief is the perfect add-on. And we call this the pain solution bundle. And then I have so many other amazing formulas I've created for sleep and things like that. But I wanted to go into this topic with you of leaky gut because you might not have ever heard of it. Only now are we starting to talk about it more, and people are realizing that it could be a major culprit and a major reason why people are suffering from all these types of symptoms. So if you are, I really encourage you to research leaky gut, go into more depth, start taking an amazing turmeric supplement like Fusionary Formulas, and really put yourself on that path to having an amazing gut health, gut lining, and everything. If you want to dive more into gut health, I teach a program called Fusionary Method. It's a 6-week program where I dive deep into gut health from an Ayurvedic perspective. So check it out. I look forward to supporting you on your journey to vibrant health. See you soon.